Hello and welcome to this episode of One-on-One Sports. I'm Andrew Vandellis.
And I'm Matt Holzappel. Denver Nuggets guard Jamal Murray scored 48 points against the Boston Celtics on Monday night. But as the clock hit zero, Murray fired up a three-pointer in an attempt to get to 50 points. Andrew, is that unsportsmanlike conduct with the game out of reach?
Absolutely not. I think, if anything, it's more unsportsmanlike that Kyrie threw the ball after the game ended, after he missed the shot. Listen, Jamal Murray's just trying to get a career milestone, his first 50-point game. 48 points doesn't come around that often, let alone 50. And how is he supposed to get the game ball after Kyrie launched it? I know it's a little bit of a joke.
I completely disagree.
Really?
And first of all, Mike Malone, his head coach, said this is bad. Jamal Murray, after the game himself, said, I shouldn't have done it. This is plain basketball etiquette. They're up 115, 107. The game is completely in hand. There's no reason to shoot that ball.
Haven't we seen much worse, though?
Yes, I'm not saying we haven't, but this is not basketball etiquette. There's rules in the NBA, and now Jamal Murray has a target on his back next time they play the Celtics because everyone will remember this moment. I
disagree, though. I just think he's trying to reach a career milestone. We've seen people fire up last-second garbage time shots just to cover a spread. Who knows? But how's this any different? That's the thing. Jamal Murray isn't in the wrong for this, I don't think.
This is different because he shot it purely because he wanted to get to 50. And now I'll get to his credit. If you don't let this happen, if you're the Celtics, don't go up the first 48 points. But still, don't shoot the shot, Jamal Murray.
I just think it was all fun and games. He wanted to get a career milestone.
That's true.
All. Yeah. In the end of October, Maryland decided to reinstate coach DJ Durkin to the football staff after being accused of the death of player Jordan McNair. But they ended up firing Durkin one day later. Matt, why hire him if you're just going to fire him?
It honestly is a lack of communication and honestly a rift in the school. Everyone at Maryland, except for apparently the athletic communications office, thought it was a bad idea. No one wanted him there. The SGA there said, we don't want him. The players came together and said, listen, we don't really want him back. I don't know why
That's
they did
my
this.
thing. I think they messed up by reinstating him. They immediately recognized that everything about this situation has been leaving people in the dark. I mean, you have the president who's going to resign and retire in June. Matt Canada, the interim head coach now, has no idea what to do. And players are starting to transfer now that Durkin is gone. That's the biggest thing. And as you mentioned, it's a giant lack of communication, and it just shows how much the UMD is in shambles.
It turned into a PR blunder. The only positive out of this is that they're already 5-3, just need one more win to be bowl eligible. Maryland's got a lot of problems in their football program.
It's going to be a hard thing to wipe off. That's all it is.
Absolutely. WNBA players have announced that they will be opting out of their current collective bargaining agreement. The opt-out will not affect the 2019 season, but a new deal will have to be reached prior to the start of the 2020 season. And what do the players hope to get accomplished with, opting out?
They've been vocal about low pay and sometimes poor working conditions at this point. They want better and equal compensation, as they should.
Absolutely.
And players have been coming out saying, we just want what we're worth. We want what's right, and this isn't about salaries. It's about small changes that can lead to greater changes. When you think about the average base salary for a WNBA player, $73,000. For the amount that they travel, granted it's not as much as the NBA, but for them to be considered professional athletes and travel as much as they do, $73,000 is barely enough to put food on the table.
Absolutely, and you think of the amount they do, it's got to be equal pay. I understand they're not playing the same number of games. There's not as many teams. But they have, for the first few years of their existence, they were at the same growing pace the NBA was when they first started. Now, yes, they have fallen off and they can get back, but it starts with equal pay because that leads to better play. Players are more happier, they perform better on the court.
I think they got a checkmate here, too, with the WNBA, because they could always go to Europe or China, where they can make up to $500,000 instead of scraping for a salary. But I love how they just, pushed it to the side, said, the ball's in your court.
And the reason NBA players don't go to Europe because they make more in the NBA. But like you said, in the WNBA, that's not happening.
It's a reverse.
So why would they not go there if they're making more money to play the same game?
If they leave for international play, the WNBA is just going to suffer. But I'm glad that the Players Union kind of put them in this spot.
There's no one to blame but themselves if that happens.
Exactly. Following a 34-3 loss to the San Francisco 49ers, Oakland Raiders coach John Gruden said that the Raiders are building a championship team. Matt, what is John Gruden talking about?
I'm sorry.
I can't even keep it with a straight face,
Is he building it with Legos in his office? Come on, look at the team. This is the team that just lost 34-3 to the Niners. the San Francisco 49ers,
Wait,
who had
who's
one
that?
win.
Who's that quarterback?
Nick Mullins? Who is Nick Mullins?
So what, Southern Mississippi State
Absolutely,
Eagles?
yeah.
I don't know. But so I wrote down, I don't even need notes for this because all they're doing is tanking. I get it. You get so many first round picks, you don't even know what to do with them. John Gruden did not build what was in Tampa Bay, if you think about it.
Absolutely
that
not,
was
yeah.
Tony Dungy. You think he's really going to build it with the talent there? You have Marshawn Lynch, who's hurt. Derek Carr has regressed more than any quarterback in the National Football League. I don't know what they're talking about because they went from a potential Super Bowl threat to a team that is at the bottom of the barrel for the NFL.
You mentioned how it wasn't really John Gruden, Tampa Bay. I also watched the Undisputed Clip. You're right. The only thing I can say is that he has the first-round draft picks. Maybe in the future he's building a championship team.
Maybe in the future. I mean, 2019's still a long way away. But I think John Gruden is smarter than we give him credit for, though. You know, waited to build his brand up, you know, get that lucrative contract. But it's not showing here by saying that he's going to build a championship team.
Khalil Mack,
what does he have?
Amari Cooper. Apparently everyone,
Nothing.
Derek Carr is apparently now unpopular in the locker room.
Jalen Richard must be a hot commodity in the NFL nowadays. That's all I got to say. I have no idea what he's talking about. Well, that's all the time we have for the quick hitters.
When we come back, I'll be joined by David and Joss to discuss NFL coaches.